everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. So I wanted to show you how I made the card that I shared as part of the Festive Fridays blog hop today. So every second Friday, we post a challenge for you and we give you an inspiration list of about 10 items and we ask you to choose at least 3 items. Now, the theme, there's always some kind of festivity that is the theme, and it's National Wear Red Day for this particular one. So you can imagine that the inspiration list includes items that are kind of red themed. And I realized I have misplaced oh, maybe I have it here. Yes, I have the inspiration list here. So this is the one for this National Wear Red Day. So texture red fabric, ribbon clothes, weaving, square card, buttons, hat, embossing, rhinestones. So that was the things I needed to choose from today. And I actually did okay, although I don't always even worry about the theme. The goal is to choose 3 items. So we challenge you to participate in our challenge and share your cards. And you can share them on Pinterest or Instagram or on a blog if you've got a blog, and then share them to our challenge. And then every week we'll comment, of course, on it. And we choose 3, our top 3 from the design team. So I hope that you'll take part in our challenge. But I wanted to show you how I made this really pretty card. Now, I've used the Love for You bundle, which is really a pretty bundle that is in the new mini catalog from Stampin' Up! And I'm always a sucker for bundles that include words that you can cut out. And so this one is perfect for that because it's got some great words for it. So I'm going to switch over and then we'll get started. All right, so here, first of all, this is the card that I shared. And so it's got so much love. And then on the inside, it says, thanks for all you do. It's got 2-step stamping for the flowers. I've stamped and cut out the words, and then there's a background piece. And there's actually even smaller dies. So if you wanted to use just the cutout words and then put even smaller, like gold on it, just kind of a very thin line with the words, you can do that. I didn't for that. I just wanted a much bolder sentiment on the front. And then I cut out and I stamped and cut out the flowers, put some of the ribbon. This is the ribbon from the Country Floral Lane. It comes in a combination pack. Sorry, my hand's getting in the way. Combination pack of Real Red and burlap. I've used the Real Red for my card because that gives me my red. And then some iridescent rhinestones. Actually, they're not iridescent rhinestones. They are the iridescent pastel gems, which is one of my favorites from the catalog. Okay, so let's get started here. Put that over. So I'll bring in my supplies. So I've got a piece of sweet sorbet. Get my trimmer. So for those of you that follow me, you'll know that my thing's coming off. You know that I broke my wrist on just before Christmas, and kind of 10 days before Christmas. So that's what's going on with my hand. It's not healing as well as I'd hoped it was going to heal. So I'm in a splint. It's not casted. It's just splinted. Which means I can take off the splint when I get really tired of it, but that usually it's on. So I've got kind of 2 to 3 more weeks of the splint, and then hopefully it'll be healed. So, all right, I digress. All right, here's the sweet sorbet. This is cut 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. Fold on the score line. Always fold into the raised or the mountain line, and then use your bone folder to get a good crease. Okay, so then I've cut a piece of petal pink, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and a piece of the Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper. So this is the really pretty one with hearts. I'm using the Sweet Sorbet and Pink striped ribbon or striped Designer Series paper for my card. Okay, so we're gonna adhere this piece to the petal pink. I actually think the background is Sweet Sorbet and Blushing Bride, but it goes well with the petal pink as well. Okay, so we'll leave that for now. Now, okay, so let's do that. Let's take that off. Keep going. All right, so what I want to do is I want to do some stamping. And so we'll stamp the So Much Love out. And I'm stamping this in Sweet Sorbet, like that. We will die cut that in a minute. We might as well get all of our stamping done that we need to do. And then we're going to stamp, let's see, I think I stamped 3 large flowers. So it's 2-step stamping, so you have 2 different stamps for each of the flowers. So we're going to stamp the large flowers in Petal Pink. So we'll stamp 3 of those. And then we'll stamp 2 of the little ones in Petal Pink as well. I like to get all my stamping done first, and then I can take it all to my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So, okay, so then this piece is the piece that you need to kind of figure out. There we go. I just keep kind of moving it around until I get a shape. Now, what color did I do that one in? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to stamp the detailed one in Sweet Sorbet. So we'll do that one on the large. And then there is a little tiny or a smaller flower that you can stamp as well. And then I still need a sentiment. So I'm going to stamp my sentiment in Sweet Sorbet. I'm going to fussy cut that out. If you follow me, you know that I tend to do a lot of fussy cutting. Actually, I'm not going to close that other one. And now I have Garden Green that we're going to do some leaves. And it's 2-step stamping as well. I think I'm going to stamp my leaves on here. So I'm going to use Garden Green for both the ones. So I'm going to stamp off so I get a lighter image. Let's see how many leaves. I guess I just have 3 leaves. So we'll stamp off. And then we'll go back over with the detailed leaf and do full strength. Like that. Oops, just about stamped that off. Oopsie, there we go. Okay, I think I'm all right. Got a little bit of green, but I think it won't matter. Okay, so, and then while we have it, I have a piece for the inside of the card. And actually, I didn't need to fussy cut that. So I'm going to stamp the inside of the card. I'm getting it mixed up with another card. So we're going to stamp the inside of the card while we have our ink out. So we'll do thanks for all you do here in the middle. And then I'm going to stamp some of the flowers in the corner. So we'll stamp one of the large flowers and 2 of the smaller flowers around. Now I can close this ink pad. And then one of the large details, if I can figure out, there we go. Like that. And there it is. Okay, so now I've got all my stamping done. It's just a matter of doing some die cutting. And so that's for the inside of the card. So if I bring my piece, I've got an extra piece of Petal Pink that I'm going to cut. So there is a solid background piece for that. And then there is the piece that will cut out these words. They actually do cut out individually. So I'm going to take a piece of Post-it note tape. You can use washi tape or Post-it notes. But I'm just going to use a little bit of Post-it note tape to hold these in place because they tend to jump a little bit and shift. So with the die, I'm just kind of moving it around until I get it into position. Oh dear, my phone is going. So sorry about that. I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I didn't. All right, so there's those. Okay, and then we can cut out the leaves. Where is that leaf? I seem to be, oh no, there it is. Okay, thought I'd lost a die, which wouldn't be the first time. All right, so we will just take that, and again, a little piece of Post-it note tape to hold that in place. Okay, now let me bring in, before I bring in my machine, I'm just going to cut this a little bit. I want to use my mini. It's just a little easier on my hand, and so I'm just going to cut my cardstock so it will go into my mini. So the mini is about 3 inches wide, so narrower, of course, than the regular full-size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so you need to make sure your paper will go through. So this is the new boho blue. Isn't it pretty? This is just so amazing. This is the same as the white Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but it's in boho blue, which is one of the new in colors that will be coming out in the annual catalog. And if you sign up and become part of the Stampin' Up community, you can choose this as one of the options as part of your starter kit. So you will get $225 in product of your choice in Canada, plus either a white one or this boho blue Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for $175, I think it is. So it's a great deal because you get product of your choice plus a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So cool. All right, it's going to be a little bit of, I probably should have done some of this cutting out, but that's okay. You can watch me struggle with my cutting out. Okay, just move. Sometimes Stampin' Up gives you multiple dies, which is always, I love it when they give you multiple dies for some of these stamped images. It just makes it so much faster to be able to cut out some of these images. But that's okay. Let's see. Just trying to make these not jump. Okay, now maybe I can also cut out this, my leaf at the same time. There we go. I think I can do that at the same time. See, I thought I could. Let's turn this so it's not. There we go. Now it'll go through. All right, so I have one more of the large flowers to cut out. And a couple more leaves. All right, so there's another leaf. Okay, get it started. If you ever find that it's hard to get, especially the mini. I don't have this problem, and I haven't heard other people report it on the large machine. But if you have a hard time getting the plates to go through, stagger the ends so that they're not perfectly lined up, and you will find that they will actually go through much better. Okay, so there's the last leaf. There's the last flower. That's already done. And then we just need the so much love words. So we will get them both on here. I think we can do that. There we go. Okay. All right. I have a hard time with my hand. There we go. Once I get it started. Oh, and then my leaf shifted because there we go. Okay, I didn't get this Post-it note tape on and my leaf came off. Whenever you want to do it fast, it never cooperates with you. All right, there we go. Hopefully that'll hold through. Okay. All right, so that's the die cutting out. That's the, I won't say hard, but that sometimes it's harder than other times. So you can see these So Much Love stamped or cuts out individual words, which is really nice because you can put them in. If you don't use the background, you can line them up however you want them to line up. All right, get my Post-it note off my pieces. And there we go. All right, so now it's just a matter of decorating my card. So first of all, I'm going to put some ribbon on. So the ribbon is here. So I've got some off the spool, and so this comes in Real Red and burlap ribbon in a combo pack, and it comes so two rolls of ribbon, and I actually use some of this for the product share, which is why it's off the roll. So it comes in this burlap, and then the Real Red is thinner. So I'm just going to use some of the Real Red, and I'm going to take it and wrap it around the back of my card. And she says, tie a small bow. It's a little hard these days with tying a bow. So I'm going to try and not take it off. So one way to save on ribbon is to not take it off the spool. So I haven't cut this to what I would think I would need it, just because then it saves. I can cut it when I get it. Now, I always tie my bows upside down because then I can control where the tail's going. So I always try to keep the tails going towards the bottom of the card. And if this works, we will just tie a small bow. There we go. I can fuss with this. The other thing you can do is, if you get this too loose, because sometimes it's not quite as tight as I'd like it to be, you can kind of cinch it in on the back side of your card and use some Stampin' Seal or Terran tape or something to just kind of hold it in place. I'm going to use a glue dot here on the front of my card just to hold that bow. Ooh, I'm almost at the glue dots. Yeah, there's one. Just to hold that bow in place. So I just kind of take it and put it in place. Not too bad. There we go. So I didn't use too much ribbon. Sometimes I waste a lot more than that if I try to cut off the amount I think I'm going to need. So again, if you want to cinch in the ribbon, just cinch it in and put a glue dot on the back. It's not too bad, so I won't bother to do that. So it's kind of a combination of colors. So I've got Sweet Sorbet and then the Real Red, but it all kind of goes together. Okay, so just looking to see how I did this. So first of all, let's take, now you could use adhesive foam sheets to put on the back of your basic white cardstock after you've stamped it, and then cut out these, and then you wouldn't have to fuss with the liquid glue. But it's not too bad. So this goes, and you can kind of see how it goes when you put it down. This piece on the left definitely fits that, the M. And then the love goes here. Kind of just follow the shape of the outline, and then this so goes on in here like that. Okay, so got that all glued. Now I'm going to use dimensionals for this and pop it up. Right. So I seem to have got my ribbon up up a little bit. Let's see if I can get this glue dot out from underneath it. I'm going to try to shift it down just slightly, like just down a little bit like that. So I've got a little bit more room here at the top. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to move it up. It's a little higher than on my actual card, but we'll put some more of the flowers down. All right, and then I'm going to use dimensionals on my flowers. A piece of Post-it note stuck to this one. Oh no, just didn't cut. So I'm just going to take my scissors and cut. I think I pulled it off with the Post-it note. Okay, so there's one. That. Okay, and then I'm going to use glue dots on the leaves. I just kind of often use glue dots. Okay, so we're just going to kind of take and put some of these flowers down here on in the bottom corner, and then up here. I may shift around how I actually do this, but I'm just going to put a flower down here because I ended up putting my So Much Love a little higher because my ribbon was a little higher. So wherever you want to put your sentiments. Now, dimensional, or not dimensionals, glue dots. I hope I have enough. So I'm just going to take, and I often attach my little pieces, my little die cuts on to the glue dots, so that I've got them when then I can just pull them off, either just pull them or pull them off with your take your pick tool. Okay, so there's one in there, and there it is. Losing things. All right, there. I probably need one more leaf because of the way I've done this, but I think it's okay. All right, so then this goes on the inside of the card. Like that. And then the last thing we're going to do is, these are the iridescent rhinestones. They come in 3 different colors, maybe hard to see. So one is kind of Calypso Coral, one is blue, and one is pink. So we're going to use the one that is the Calypso Coral. I think it goes nicely. And then we'll put 2 of the large ones and 1 of the small ones. We'll put a large one over there. I love these. Oops, one am I applying? These iridescent. I love the iridescent rhinestones, and these iridescent pastel gems are just so pretty, and they go with so many different things. All right, so there is my card. A little bit different than the card that I shared on the blog, but it pretty much just a different way of arranging the flowers just based on where my ribbon was. All right, so I hope you love this bundle. I just love anytime I can cut words out and play with the words. It's just so much fun. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Find your way over to my blog. You'll find the written instructions and measurements for this card if you've missed anything. If there's any questions, just leave a comment on the video or a comment on the blog, and I'm happy to answer them. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Happy stamping. Bye.